Hey there, everyone. Welcome to Success Club. My name is Jess,
And I am Julie.
and together we're socially inclined. Today is a good one. We are doing November content planning, and last month it was so popular, we decided to do it again. So we have put together for you a social media planning calendar specific to the happenings, the vibes, the feelings of the month of November.
Exactly. And I would say mark it on your calendars because I'd love to do this every month. So it just helps to get out of that, staring at a blank screen or that, like, oh my gosh, I didn't post today. So if you can get ahead of it and really think of some things that you'd like to accomplish for the month, it makes you feel better when it's time to sit down and actually to do the action, because it takes a lot less time when you have a little bit of a plan. So that's what we're all about here, is having a plan.
For sure. And if you are listening to this on replay, look around in the description or in the downloads area to see how to get access to this free planning calendar. We want to make sure that you have it in hand, because the best content in the world is not going to work for you unless you can take action on it. And taking action needs a little planning. So go get this planner and make sure that you use it to make sure you knock it out of the park in November.
Exactly. It's got some gold in it, honestly. And consistency is the key with social media. So, you just have to sit down and do the thing, even whether it's, I, I'm not a fan of the plan of one day at a time. I'm a fan of getting at least a week done at a time. That way I can sort of mark it off, well, you get in a flow when you do that. So, however you want to do it, just do it.
Exactly. All right. So, just like last month, we have included 30 prompt ideas for November. We're going to talk about those in just a few minutes. But the thing to remember is, if you happen to be listening to this replay on, say, November 3rd or 4th, 5th, 12th, 20th, it's not
Yeah.
too late, because we've made these to where it doesn't really matter when you start using the planner, as long as you follow the publishing formula, which is our, I guess, in-house MVP strategy.
Exactly. This is going to help you to not, so every people get lopsided on their how they post. It's either all promotional or they're not making enough offers. I mean, there takes a great balance to be able to sell online. Social selling is a thing, and this will help you to have the right mix of content that will, number one, attract people, and then once you get them there, engage them, and then you can sell to them. So, and convert them into being hopefully a lifelong customer, client, whatever you call the people that buy from you.
Exactly. For those of you who don't know, this MVP strategy, I would say, was kind of born from learning the hard way. Specifically for me, when I started my direct sales business, I was in fitness, and just like most new direct sellers, I was so excited about it that all I did was post what we call P posts now, just promoting and talking about my business all the time. And just like most direct sellers who do that, people tuned me out. So, what did your girl do? Not the right thing. I actually swung to the other end of the spectrum, and my business suffered miserably because I got so nervous to talk about it because I knew it was turning people off. So, then, Julie came into my life. We started building kind of these ideas together, and learning to do that mix is really the most valuable thing you can do, whether you are a direct seller, whether you have your own products, whether you're trying to start a, what did I see? Like a PDF business. I saw an ad for that, believe it or not.
Mhm. Digital product business.
Someone trying to sell me a class on how to start a digital product business. And I was like,
Yeah,
girl, I wrote that class.
exactly. We need to have that class, actually.
Yeah, we need to have our own class.
Okay.
Business idea.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So just to knock that home a little bit, just to make it super clear, no matter what business you're in, if you're using, and I'll say all networks are different, but we see it so much if you're in direct sales and you're using your personal profile and it's just post after post after post about what it is, your side hustle, whatever it is, and you're turning people off. Not because they won't ever buy from you. They may be in a place where at Christmas they want to buy for themselves. They want to try it. They may not. There's lots of reasons why people won't buy from you right this moment. And you need to keep them seeing your content. So having this mix of content will help to do that. It won't be like, oh my gosh, everything she posts is this and unfriend, or like pause this for 30 days. Yeah, you don't want to be that person. So the perfect mix.
For
All
sure.
right.
Can I highlight Jate just real quickly, and then I promise we're going to move on. But Jate's joining us live today, and she's been, I guess, joining our lives for 2 years now,
At
and
least more than that, I think.
yeah, she has grown so much with us. And one thing I really love is she posts a lot
I
about
love it.
fitness, about her you don't need to diet, and she's honed in so much. I see an engaging question from her. I see a promotional post with a call to action. I see motivational stuff coming from her. And one of the things that really keeps me tuned into her content, I'm in her group, is when she shares about her words, her sunshine, which is, her son and the relationship she has with him. So if you're listening to this or watching this on replay, keep in mind that she sells supplements, a couple of really high quality supplements, and she also sells her own health and fitness coaching program. That is such a nice marketing mix, and that's a great embodiment, if you will, or bringing to life of the MVP strategy. So don't be afraid to add parts and pieces of what bring you joy to your content mix, because that is what's going to keep people coming back for more. So without further ado, November, let's create a plan for our social media content.
Let's do. So at the beginning, so it's no secret that we do content for lots of small businesses, and every time we take on a new client, I sit down and I think about, we've done a great training in our Take Action series on content theme, like what those things Jessica was just talking about, what they can be built around. But this is all taking the things that are going to happen this month and within their business and trying to merge them together. So I always start with what holidays can we capitalize on? There's no shortage of national days, national months, national weeks, all the things that people celebrate. Those are a great way to get your product or your service or yourself, the face of your business, in front of someone with something that is unassuming. So, and fun, whether it's Krispy Kreme day or donut day or whatever it is. I guarantee you that there's a way for Jate, who's in fitness, to make a donut post and make it applicable, right? Same with Gratitude Month. Everyone can have great gratitude. That's a part of our MVP strategy, is motivation and whatever, but having gratitude, and especially this month, is a big deal. So how can we show that in some of our marketing mix posts? What else is going on this month? I mean, obviously.
Obviously, Thanksgiving, which is not a big marketing holiday, by the way. So American Thanksgiving is not a day to put out a ton of offers. Thank you very much. Walmart has even learned their lesson from that. But as soon as Thanksgiving is over, buddy, you got Black Friday, Small Business Saturday. You could probably squeeze in something with a themed day on Sunday, but then you have Cyber Monday. And I think there's Giving Tuesday, but that's more about giving back. So if you're not a 501c3, I wouldn't really do much more than an engaging question that day.
Sure. So with that said, we're talking about a lot of promo right there, but it's the season for that. That is to be expected. And there was, so obviously this pullback from doing it on Thanksgiving now, back I don't know, 5, 6 years ago, man, I mean, it was just rough. Like everyone was putting, and it, so there's a time and a place. Same with his MVP strategy. It's a parallel there. So
Exactly. And people are expecting promotions on the Friday, Saturday, Monday after Thanksgiving. However, you will do yourself a big disservice by just waiting until those days to start posting. That's one of the magical things about posting consistently, specifically using a posting formula like MVP, because if you post leading up to Thanksgiving, people are kind of primed to hear from you in a positive way. They've gotten to know, like, and trust you. You've built that authority with them, which is a precursor to sales in this day and age, if you ask me.
exactly. So if you happen to hear our holiday hustle that we just did, if you're not catching this on replay, but this time of the year, we're talking about holiday promos, right? So promotions are a part of every month, but this month they're going to be a little lopsided. So you're going to want to think about how to prime them and not just wait, because we talked about in that holiday hustle that people will tend to wait on your Black Friday offer because they think they might miss out. Like if you were going to do a BOGO or a 50% offer on the Friday, Black Friday, we'll say, and it's a week before, they're going to hold out. So because they're going to think that you're going to put something out. So with promos in mind, think of a way to sort of pull those forward in the month, whether it's a pre-Black Friday or, you can address the fact of not waiting for our Black Friday offer. We have something better now or whatever different. Like use that and try to pull sales even earlier in the month.
Exactly. So the other thing you want to consider is what new things you might have. This is November is kind of a prime season, especially if you're not determining the products, i.e. you're in a direct sales company and they're putting it, they're bringing new products for you. November is going to be when they start letting you in on New Year's things, what's going to happen the next year. Different flavors, different scents, depending on what you sell. Those things are going to really be hitting the market. So you want to keep your eye on that, not necessarily to do the promotions for January, but to make sure that you're thinking about what's coming up, because November is a time to sell those Christmas candles or to sell those Christmas leggings or whatever it is. I was in Beachbody, so peppermint mocha Shakeology was a thing for a few years. So you want to make sure you keep your finger on the pulse of what new products and services you might have coming up for November that you can sell in November.
Exactly. And I take on that too is they don't have to be new, but it can be a way to reposition your products and services during this time. If you're a carpet cleaner, you need to be in front of, you're going to have people over and your carpet needs to be cleaned before Thanksgiving. So promos going out at the very beginning of the month, urging them to go ahead, creating scarcity or FOMO that our calendars are filling up. Don't miss out. The faster you can get someone in your pipeline or to buy from you, the better. So because the longer they wait, like when you're in a service-based business, you can only do so much service. So the sooner in the month you can get ahead and start thinking about these things, you can put a promo together. So this sort of bridges the promo with products and services to kind of think about that. I had thought about, as I was saying that, I thought about another, so carpet cleaning, think about other things that are happening, like pressure washing, like anything that, if you're going to have a bunch of company come to your house for Thanksgiving, like Jessica said, candles, anything that is that you need.
Pet washing.
Yeah.
Because that's actually a really big one to me, because I have family come over or married into family come over. I have 2 dogs. I love dogs, but I make an extra effort to make sure that they are extra clean, that I have a German Shepherd, so he has to be de-shedded, because the people who are coming over are not big fans of picking up little wads of dog hair in the corner. So I do go through links, and that would be something that appealed to me, is if I saw that on my social media feed, like buy one, get one
Don't forget.
50% off. I'm like, all right, Kobe and Dixon, tomorrow
Exactly.
you're going to
Oh,
the
yeah.
vet. You're cleaning and de-shedder.
Right. And this is the time of the year that people are just, there's so much going on that reminder of something that they might not have thought about
Mhm.
or waiting to the last minute to do, it will only help you by getting them in earlier. And if you don't make the offer, they definitely won't, can't do business with you. So,
For sure. So next on your November planning, you want to think about the milestones that you might have this month, and really don't take anything for granted here, because you would be surprised at what people like to hear about from your business. So make sure you think about any team member birthdays, any business anniversaries, any marks you're going to pass, whether that's follower count or sales counts. If you have a Etsy store, it's always really good to celebrate even the small wins. Make sure that you put those milestones out there and you put them in your content plan so they don't get overlooked in what is going to be a very busy season coming up.
exactly. If you're a dentist office and I always, so we have dentist offices we work with, is like, okay, who has birthdays this month? Let's get ahead. Let's pre-plan. The beauty of milestones and these type of posts is that they're engaging posts and you can tag them in it, and then all of
Mhm.
their friends and family see this. No, it's not a selling post. It's not if it's a dental office and you're celebrating them, but it is that subliminal message of, oh, I've been needing to make an appointment. I think I will because I happen to see it. It
Mhm.
just opens up the ability for your posts to be, or your business to be seen by other people.
Yep.
So,
All of this is about staying on the radar of really short attention spans.
right. 3-second attention span. All right. And then once you get to think through the milestones and the things that, are happening in your business, you're going to think about news and updates. Again, we sort of touched on this with like new product and things, but there's many other things, like, has an employee gone through some training? Is there any major news in your industry? Is there anything that's like any, we're going to talk about wins in a second, but I'm trying to think of a good other newsworthy, especially anything that has to do with the upcoming holidays
Yeah,
or
I think
stats.
you
Yeah,
I think you can also just Google like new news for X industry
yeah,
and get some ideas from there too, because new things are happening, I would say, in pretty much every industry if you're looking for them. So keeping your finger on that pulse really gives your brand a sense of awareness and relevancy. So you want to make
and
sure that you're part of
authority,
that.
that you're an
Authority for sure.
authority in that niche. So for us, it'd be like AI. AI is
Mhm.
everywhere in the news, and if we're passing along how that affects small businesses and what small businesses can do for you in that area. So, all right.
For sure. And Jate says ChatGPT can give you updates. That's true. You just want to make sure you check them. Check them for
Right. And yeah.
accuracy.
So if you have Pro, ChatGPT is hooked up to the internet now for most users. Claude and Bard are going to be your better options right now for real-time stats as far as AI goes. So, but ChatGPT paid version is there now. So, all right. And Marcy said, hello. Good morning, Marcy. All right. So celebrating wins. All right. So as part of our content plan, wins are going to be anything from social proof like reviews. So I like to go for, again, I'll use the dentist office as an example, go through Google and see what reviews and make a graphic for them. We drop them in our Socially Sweet dashboard queue for them, and they just repeat on every whatever day of the week we have them scheduled, and they have one that goes out. So as part of your planning, it can be to up and grab them and schedule them once. But if you have them, you can also repeat them later. So when you don't, you also need to think about 4 wins is to put out content to get the win, right? To get the review. And
Exactly.
ask
Asking for reviews for sure.
exactly, ask for reviews, ask for comments on a specific posts about a product or service. How do you like this product and service? What does this do for you? And especially if you've got a group. So again, at the very beginning of this, I talked about different types of content for different places. So this works across the board, but some are going to be like this is going to be a lot easier to get great content or great reviews, great comments from a Facebook group if you have that. So, and then user generated content. So if you think about it, so this month is No Shave November, right? So if you can put together some type of promo of where the person, if your product aligns with that, or if you've got some kind of message to tie that in, have user generated content where at the end of the month they, have their picture, tag you, whatever it is. That's sort of a advanced topic, but if you've been here a while, you really could come up with something really great. That the point is you want them to share something about your business and them together. So it's how you use your product, how it's worked for them, whether it be real stories, whatever it is.
Exactly. Yeah, just a selfie of them using or wearing something that you have, which we would love. If you guys want to pull up your social plan or Success Club or right on your phone and then snap a selfie. Yeah, we would love it for you to share with that with a little statement about how much you learned.
Yeah. And if you're on our email list, then you would have seen just this past Wednesday, we did a Wednesday win and we did feature Flip Flops and Whatnots, who has used our product, and she gave us a review. So that was part of our planning from last month when we sat down to do it. And we thought, wow, why don't we start a Wednesday wins? Well, that's easy to execute once you get over the thought process of, okay, how can I do this? Right. So
for sure,
that will help you to ask for the review as well.
Yeah. So if you haven't yet, leave us a review and we can spotlight you in a Wednesday win upcoming.
Yeah, we need to put that on the new website. It's just reviews.sociallyinclined.com. Hint, hint.
For sure. All right. So we've talked a good bit about the MVP strategy, and I don't think it's really a secret anymore what it is or how it works. If you do have questions about it, you can leave us a question in the comments. If you're not live, you can chat with us about it live if you still have questions. But let's talk about the way some MVP posts would look in the month of November. The M posts. Obviously, M is a motivational post where you'll want to include, an inspirational story or tip that might be gratitude related or fall related. You can also, if you don't want your motivational content to all be fall related or November related, there's nothing that says it has to be. I personally like it when it feels super relevant and targeted to me. In my mind, whenever I see an inspirational graphic that's fall-ish in the fall, I'm like, wow, somebody made that post recently. It just feels good. And then if the caption kind of drives home the fact that they wrote it sometime in the fall, then I immediately have good feelings for the person that wrote that piece of content. That's what I want for everybody who is listening to this training.
Yep. And in this, if you're seeing this, you can, you've got 30 great examples here of content that you can use. That's a prompt to do the thing. So motivation, everything from those gratitude type motivation to also like your mission in your business, your why, as far as what motivates you, those types of posts.
Encouragement. I can't even quite remember what it said, but it's just basically the gist of something I saw recently that just resonated with me was always be kind because the world is not a nice place right now, or it's a tough
Right.
world out there for everybody. And I realize, there's certainly a difference, and there's still third world countries out there and all of that, but like, there people have a lot on their plates regardless of where you are. So just leading kind of with kindness, and then maybe even addressing that with motivational or inspirational, being encouraging is kind of rare these days. So if you step forward and you're encouraging with your content, you're inspirational with your content, at the very least, you've made someone feel good. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's
Right.
no drawback to that. None.
Exactly. And those posts are not rushing people away from your feed, right? They're enjoying and consuming them. So it is attracting them to you. Okay. The next one are the group of posts, or the visibility you can see right here on our list if you have downloaded the resource. That, those are things that we try to have these be on par with the month, but things that will get people talking, asking questions. So, and it doesn't have to pertain to your business. This is the biggest misconception. And especially when you're using your profile and in your groups. So there's no secret. You have to have engagement in your group for people to see your posts. So asking those questions. And then now, something we haven't talked about in quite a while is that Facebook has shifted back to showing suggested content. So those can be from your page. So before it was very much pay to play. Now it is not, because they've opened that back up and they're showing viral content to other people. So it is a way for you to bring in new people to your products and services, to your page, whatever it is. So, and that happens from your profile and from your page. So the page is getting love now. So ask those questions, put content out that can go viral. So,
Exactly. So with visibility, I'm sorry, Julie, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I just was going to say really quick, they don't have to be on par. They don't have to be business wise. It can be, what's your favorite Thanksgiving side? So,
I love
yeah.
And anyone who has scrolled down their newsfeed for, okay, you've done it like 30 minutes straight, you have seen a post that was as simple as, my favorite Thanksgiving dish is blank, and there was 22,000 comments on it. So you're probably not going to get 22,000 comments on this, especially if you're building a following. But questions like that should be asked. And then don't forget about, I'm going to call it the low-hanging targeted fruit of November too. Just like asking, what do you love about November? Who has a birthday or anniversary in November? And then, we build these into our Your Social Plan, our success, or our Socially Sweet content. But then thinking about, okay, there's National Fast Food Day and there's Pickle Day. November is Inspiring Role Models Month. It's Gratitude Month. So you can ask things around that in a way that's still relevant. Hey, it's Inspirational Role Models Month. Who is your most inspiring role model and why? What is your favorite fast food chain and why is it not Chick-fil-A?
Right. Mine's Chick-fil-A. Why is it not yours? Like, tell me why, or argue with me.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. Those are like, especially like when you end it like that, like prove me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That is a psychological trigger in these visibility type posts that sort of compels them to be like,
oh, no, she didn't.
Right, exactly. So another, when you're looking at it from doing this on a monthly standpoint, in November, we're rolling into the holidays, things like, what's the must-have gift this season? Mm-hmm. So you're asking, like, what am I missing? What do I need to know about? People will tell you, like, where's the best Black Friday sale going to be?
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, those things. So, social, you have to be human as well, even though a lot of people don't like to be the face of their business or whatever. But when you're bridging all of these together by using your profile, your groups, your Instagram, your Pinterest, whatever it is that you're using, having these on your profile to be able to showcase the other things that you do, there's no substitute for that. It all works together. So be human and be social.
Exactly. And I'm just going to go ahead with the next few visibility examples too, just to kind of help you see how these are relevant without being super in your face. But for instance, cast your vote. Are you team pumpkin pie or apple pie? Can you kind of get a feel for how that feels really relevant in November, but might feel kind of out of context in March?
Right.
That's kind of the magic of doing this planning on the front end, and using, a posting plan or planning ahead the way we're doing here in this class. Another question, like what's your favorite online store, Amazon, Etsy, Walmart, or other? That one's really relevant because if you ask it towards the end of the month, you are right around Cyber Monday where people are shopping online. So if you kind of take a look at this November planning calendar, it's got some really good like strategies and psychology kind of built into it. So I want to urge you to use these resources that we make available because they can really help your business and help of course, your engagement and your reach.
Right. I saw a really good one that is not necessarily month based, but it's a great example of visibility. And it's like, let's pay Marco Polo if you've got an iPhone, Marco, if you've got a Samsung or Android, your Polo, and whoever, let's see who wins. And so it's Marco Polo, so, and that's fun.
I like that.
Yeah. So how many comments would that get? The point of that, that's not selling anything right there. But because those people commented, they're much more likely to see your next post. I would say they're 80% sure. Like the algorithm will show your next post, whether they scroll by it or whatever, but you have much more opportunity because they commented on your post.
Perfect. All right. Last one, we did MV, and now we are to the Ps. So this is where you are going to, put some CTAs out there, maybe sell some things, maybe just build your authority by sharing some tips, some value, some knowledge. So you can do things like facilitating a Q&A about a product and service. Bonus points for it being like super targeted is if you can make it about a fall-ish product or service, or even something coming up. It would not be out of line to facilitate a Q&A about like what are your New Year's resolutions. You think about doing that at the end of December, but there's only a week there, so it wouldn't be totally out of place to talk about something like that as well.
Exactly. And also pushing buttons as far as like there's only so many more days left in the year. So like if you're in fitness, the time of year, this is rough for fitness folks and health and wellness coaches. It just is. It's time of eating and celebration and all of the things. So
caution to the wind.
Exactly. So getting ahead of that and encouraging people that it's okay to fall off the wagon. It's what you do the next day that matters. Don't continue to stay off the wagon, get back on, whatever your message is, right? So work it in. Fitness is easy for us to kind of use those examples, but skincare, like people have a mishap, whatever. You went on vacation, you forgot your magic cream that for a week. It's okay. Get back on it. Whatever it is. So, but this is the time for your promos, and you can be clever with them. So just when you can pre-plan these, like we're suggesting that you do at the beginning of the month, it makes it so much easier. And if you've got this little planner and you can just pop in the day, okay, well, here's what I'm doing on this day, and here's what I'm doing on this day. It makes it so much easier. Yes, our magic cream. Hey, I need some of that magic cream. So,
oh, there's no magic cream. Just like there's no magic pill, except for there are some shortcuts that really do help, regardless of what you're in, whether it's social media or fitness or skincare.
Yeah, hopefully you've got some great ideas and how to implement for the month and can go ahead and get some uh, posts planned and some engagement going and some sales going.
For sure. All right, we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank y'all.